So here we are, another episode of DxTalks, and this is a very special one. How have you been, all of you? It's been a while. New season, new episode, new updates. Uh, Updating you on the latest. We have some amazing lineup of guest speakers today. It's not about it's about friends today. It's about celebrating the fifth year of DxTalks and what's happening in the world and the new updates and everything that has happened. So, without further ado, today we're really enjoying the updates, enjoying what's happening with our fifth year. Stay tuned. There will be on our WhatsApp group a lot of updates. Also, hopefully, you can win some uh, prizes joining us because you are part of this community. So, stay tuned. With that, let's take 30 seconds intro again and go with our planned program, and then let's see what's happening in the world. So here we are. It's been a while. We've been working a lot behind the scenes on different things. Was it from my clients, or was it from partnerships, or was it from different kind of new stuff that we're going through? It's really interesting. And with that, it brings us an update to 250 plus episodes over the last 5 years. We started in the week of COVID, when COVID hit, and everybody is, advanced, trying to stay home while there are really problems happening in the world, and everybody is stuck home, and then trying to solve the problem. How can we enhance the world one bit after each other? Because one of the major parts when Corona COVID hit is that we are stuck home, and then now what do we do? That was the biggest question, and this is where we are live here today, trying to help in this. And with that, it's been a while. There's a lot of updates that has happened here, and we're trying to get you involved. So I'm just trying to share my screen. It's been some changes on the platform, but here we are. Let me go back here. All right. So let's switch this into the mainframe, and then we'll take it from there. Now with DxTalks, we're very proud to recently have received uh, Bold Award, seventh edition of the Bold Awards that is being happening as we speak. We'll get an update today on our winning. Regardless, we have one, being nominated in Portugal, and then how this is going. So it's very interesting and keen. Again, this wouldn't happen if it wasn't of you. And throughout the last 5 years, we've been achieving different kinds of awards. Was it from AIBC, EuroAsia, Cyber Express, Women in Cybersecurity, Global Entrepreneurship Week, Top 50 Global Thinkers, Best Podcast, and Modern Governance. So thank you again And of course, we couldn't forget our partners, because all of this wouldn't been a reality if it wasn't for our partners. This is what's lined up within the next couple of weeks. So here we are. Just to give you a small update, which I will give it in a few seconds. Thank you again for the one of the. This is one of the awards that we received last year. Last year we received three, and they were amazing. To be not just nominated, but to be achieving those awards. So in terms of partnerships, yes, last year we achieved more than 110 uh, partner events. So we were supporting different kind of events happening in the Middle East and some across the world. It was very interesting to see our growth year on year in terms of partnerships. So you name it, any tech event, any AI event, any global Web3 event, we were technically part. Was it from Dubai to Saudi to Oman to Bahrain to Qatar to Hong Kong to Malaysia to US to Europe, and also not forgetting mostly the Singapore. A lot of things happened. So more than 130 plus. We published more than 220 articles and interviews from our community and from our field, which is awesome. And this is again only last year. So 2024 has been amazing. I don't want to, stretch it too much. I have a couple of guests here. We launched our weekly tech headline a few months back. So if you're not subscribed, please do. It's a weekly highlight of what's happening in the region, or actually on a global scale of tech. Our ebook is also launched. So we have two ebooks, one talking about digital transformation strategies, and the other one talking about the essential guide for AI, how you can start. You can pick it up now. It's no longer free. You can now pick it up on Amazon only. We just launched last week our exclusive interview with Binance general manager in Dubai, discussing what's next for Binance. So there's a lot of, just pure feed and pure information that has taken shape last week. So do check it out in our YouTube and our social. It was an amazing interview, by the way. So there's a lot of information that you can know. And this is the latest podcast of Binance themselves in the region, and actually the only one. So good shout out to Stephanie, and amazing shout out to Mo has been maybe an amazing support, of course, to Binance community, and I'm blessed to know him in that perspective. What's next? And this is maybe the most important question, not just for us, but for the whole network, the whole updates and whatever. Is, of course, we are hitting Dubai more than ever, and we thought about different products, and we're launching now two different things. Of course, we're continuing on the training perspective on many other aspects, but we have launched recently machine learning and generative AI in specific in finance. So it's amazing, special packaged for fintechs, investment company, banking. It's a whole concept of tooling, upgrading, and upskilling for all of the employees, whether from board members to day-to-day operations or to executives. It's different sense of this course for different people. And of course, we have, through our partners, fine-tuned some of the tools so that we're not just preaching or putting strategies or training and upskilling, but actually implementing in this space. And today we're going to be hosting an amazing AI leader. So stay tuned to talk more of what's happening in the world. And this is what has been exciting for us as a digital media in the space of tech and blockchain, is soon we're going to be flooding you, of course, with personal branding. We thought of how we can push this because this is what we've been doing for a while, but now we're taking it up a notch and we're launching personal brand for tech entrepreneurs and CEOs or the next thinkers masterclass. So stay tuned. This will be kind of a very specific 6 months masterclass for all of you that have asked us how can we do what you do, how can we position ourselves, how can we scream. So it's a very niche leadership. It's going to be hybrid, online, physical, and ending up with an actual event for 6 months in Dubai and the Middle East region. If you are into skilling yourself, we have next week with Notre Dame University happening on the 4th of April, a full day of communication and art in the era of AI, from advertising, journalism, and film. I got asked to be a guest, and then I was honored. Even though I'm a tech person, lately I've been handling a lot of media and so on, and then they wanted to know how the world is changing in the world of media and AI and journalism and film and all of this. So it's amazing to see the bridge. And lastly, is I'll be giving a course in Dubai from 21 to 26. It's a master class of 5 full days with the Canadian University of Dubai. So it's about uh, fintech and cryptocurrencies masterclass. So stay tuned. If you're interested, please DM me. You know where to get me. And how can we help you explore your leadership and manage and empower you? This is where we are today talking. And without further ado, let me grab my friend David. David, I have Patrick. I see you in the background. Patrick, we're going to come to you. Stay tuned with us. Uh, David,
Hello, very nice to meet you.
it's been a while. How have you been?
Very well, thanks.
Very interesting. David, I know you. I want you to introduce yourself again. I've hosted you here on my platform. Hopefully, I'll host you in physical soon in Dubai. And please do a small round of introductions so that we can get you and then try to understand what's happening in the world of AI.
My name is David Orban. I'm the managing advisor of Beyond Enterprises and the founder and CEO of Actioneer. I have been in the world of AI since the previous millennium. And for me, it is really very exciting to see the things that we could only dream of are now becoming reality. Together with my partner, Brad, we have been in crypto as well since its birth. Bitcoin, Ethereum, we have been mining and minting and trading and creating all kinds of projects together with our advisory clients, from layer ones to exchanges to DeFi platforms and so many others. And for us, really, technology is the bread and butter of our everyday life. We also believe that technology is what enables us in our personal lives and communities, but also society at large to advance. And so we also feel and believe that whatever current challenge we may have in our world, it is thanks to technology that we are going to overcome it.
Very interesting. So I've known you for a while now, and as you mentioned, you've been dreaming of this, and now it's a reality. When I talk to you, I always ask you about the future. And I think it's really interesting because you've seen the past, you are in the present, but what's happening in the world of, we're seeing a lot of advancements, and then it has been quadrupling every time, maybe, building on the past. I remember Jensen, he mentioned that we have to build on what we have. And then, that advancement is happening super fast. So where are we going? What's happening in the world of AI?
So I would talk about two complementary phenomena. One that will confirm how things are not only changing fast, but the rate of acceleration is increasing, and how this is already influencing all of us. And some of us are noticing this influence and how we are changing as a consequence. The other complementary remark that I would like to share with you today is that paradoxically, things are, if not slow, they have their natural time. And if you try and speed it up more than it can speed up, you find an increasing resistance and difficulty in doing so. So, with regards to the first, I published some time ago a short video, and then I wrote it up, and I said, "Hey, I have an AI accent." Just like people have the accent of their native language when they speak English, or they move to another country and learn the local language, but they will still retain what they grew up with. Well, the opposite can also be true. They move back to their homeland, and people will laugh because they will have acquired the accent of the country they spent so much time in, speaking the local language. So I realize that it is what is happening to me using AI as intensively as I am in day-to-day conversations, in writing and refining things that I think about, developing code. And this kind of AI accent is visible in the textual output of some of us, where the final paragraph will be, oh, and X is not only Y, but also Z, concludes the AI generated text. And when we realize that is happening, well, maybe at least we laugh a little bit. Now, what for me this means is that we have to recognize and maybe be even proud about the fact that so many of the things that we do is now done with AI. Is it the image that helps us deliver a message when we have a slide presentation, or some marketing copy that we are rapidly generating? Well, that is all good. And we have to be proud about it. We have to recognize it, whether it is us or others that we work with. But as I said, the opposite is also true. Think about it. There are still people, professionals, important people. I met one of them just a few days ago, an investor, very successful, publisher of books. He is using an email with firstname.lastname.com as his email domain, and you go and look, and he doesn't have a website. And websites have been around for how long? 30 years. 30
Yeah.
years. And still there are people who, as important as they are, don't have a website. Now, what does that tell me? That for AI to become truly ubiquitous and to penetrate the enterprises and the individual lives, fully accomplishing its potential, transforming our lives, maybe not 30 years, but anyone who says, oh, I wish I started sooner because now with AI, it's too late. The biggest companies raised billions of dollars. I will never be able to do the important things that they did already. Well, they have to recognize we are not late. No one is late. If you think that you should start, you should. Absolutely. Don't hesitate. Start because it is the right time.
Yeah, very interesting point, because I receive a lot of questions about this, and then I try to be
I can hear you, by
realistic.
the way, but I cannot see you. I don't know
Yeah,
if
yeah,
our guest
but
can.
realistically, I'm trying to see how you can empower startups with all of this. And then I think we are, at one point I was sad, and then now I think we are living in the age of digital AI abundance. This is what I
Yes,
call it.
yes,
And with AGI coming up, before it was the next 20, 30 years, I think now things are moving towards the next year, 2 years, 3 years. We don't know who's sharing, not sharing, sorry, who's playing in AI, so that we come up with the next crazy thing. We just saw DeepSeek earlier this year, and it came out of nowhere. And then what's next? Who's the next one who's creating something totally new, totally in a new way? You shared your screen. You want me to
yeah.
show it?
Just put it up for a moment.
Yeah,
So a lot of your viewers will look at this and say, "Oh my God, what is that? I have no idea what I'm seeing,
yeah.
and I have no chance of even trying to understand what I'm seeing." Not true.
Do you need to
These
anymore?
tools that say that again.
Do you need to know or understand what's happening there anymore? Because AI today has,
So that's the point. That's the point. You can, if you want, go very deep and understand it, and the AI will help you because you will be able to ask any question and it will very patiently
yeah,
explain. But the tool I am showing, which is called Windsurf, is the basis of what is now called vibe coding, where you describe what you want, the AI drafts it, and then you improve it together. And whatever error or mistake you meet on the path, you correct it with the AI's help, and you become the orchestrator, you become the producer of this process that is incredibly productive. And of course, professional developers are tempted to um, resist it or to deny its effectiveness or to highlight whatever the limits of these tools still are there, or mistakes that naive beginners will be making, of course. But these tools are now here and they enable anyone to be experimenting with things they didn't expect they could do.
um,
Just like image generators help you to be uh, able to express yourself visually, you can now with these tools express yourself in code.
wow. I'm using bold.com. I don't know if you know it.
Oh, there are so many. Bold and Lovable and Vercel, V0 and Replit
Yeah.
and Windsurf, which is what I was showing, and Cursor, so many.
Uh,
And
yeah, David, I have a question from John. Is that open source?
so um, the there are open source versions as
Okay.
well, and the trend is to go towards open source. In particular, windsurf is not, but there will be so many ways that this will be re-implemented that is really amazing. And by the way, the URL that you shared is not the right
Okay.
one.
Okay.
Russian hacker that successfully is positioning themselves at the top of the results. The maker of windsurf is Codeum, so that
Codium.
is the right Codeum, Codeium, and so the right URL
Okay.
is a little
Okay. So
more.
let me remove the other one and then
Yes, don't
replace
don't
it.
send your viewers to the wrong one. Yes.
Let's do that.
Here is the right one in the private chat, and you can share it on the
Yeah, I
panel.
think here we go. Let me go to the private chat. Perfect. And let me do that. Here we go. And let me delete the other one. Perfect. So yeah, I removed the old one. Yeah. So it's really amazing. Thank you, David, for showing us such tools and what's happening in this world. I have a friend of mine who's joining. He's in the back green room. Uh, he has a hard job. His role is AI auditor, not from the code only perspective, but in general frameworks and different things. So we're gonna hear from him in a few minutes. What's his take? I think with this, his job is even now more complicated and much more complex. David, I don't want to keep you. Thank you for coming up on the short notice.
Thank you very
Any
much. It
last
was a
words?
pleasure
Last
and an
words?
honor. I'm
Yeah.
sure I will see you before the 10th anniversary
No, no, no,
of
no. I want to see you.
DxTalks.
I want to see you now, soon, very soon. I'm working on a concept paper, and then you're gonna be also. Thank you for pitching in on the book. I have a paper also to run by you. I'm trying to facilitate some metaphors in the AGI so that people can understand what's AGI. I'll pass it by to you
Wonderful,
later on.
wonderful. I will be happy to tear it to pieces. Give you constructive but direct
Yeah,
critical
yeah, of
feedback.
course, of course, of course. Thank you for that, and
Okay.
we'll talk soon. So here we are. Thank you, David. I'll post your LinkedIn in a few minutes so that people can follow up. We have 190 people currently joined. So guys, it's a Ramadan edition. Thank you for being with us, and thank you for being and sharing DxTalks fifth year. This is episode 250. Also, it's a very special episode with us. Uh, I'm gonna jump to Patrick. Patrick, your job is hard. I want you first to introduce
Don't
yourself.
remind me.
I will not. I will not. I wanted to
Don't
introduce
remind
yourself.
me.
We just saw David. David is one of those leading thinkers. And what do you think about the world of AI? And what's your take on it? First, introduce
Well,
yourself before we start.
yes, definitely. Well, my name is Patrick Aoun. I am a cybersecurity expert and a digital transformation expert also. Uh, I've had quite a long and rich career in the digital realm, almost 25 years. But most importantly, the last 10 years of my career were solely concentrated on compliance, security, cybersecurity, and auditing. And believe me, I've had my share of systems. I've seen it all, and now we are jumping on the AI train, and which is quite a new concept, even though there is a a lot of potential, but also there's a lot of challenges. And these challenges are not purely technical. There's also the quality of the AI data. And this is why the EU lately issued their AI Act, and also there is a standard which is the ISO 42001 standards that are drafted and that are published in order to help us better navigate the ocean that is AI, because we are still skimming the surface, and there's a lot of potential, but also there's a lot of risks. So from my perspective as also a certified auditor, I would always approach AI as any given information system, and this is how we should approach it eventually.
Yeah, yeah, interesting. Um, so you've seen David. You've seen what he
Yes,
showed us.
yes, true.
It's a small sample. I've been working also on some other tools, so I know what's happening in details. Um, what's your take on this in the world of ethics and compliance? If you wanna, it's happening too fast.
Uh, yes, and but also I here also I have a mixed response to that, because at the end of the day, now David presented the technical aspect of it, and this is something that we are used to seeing, to checking, because we all have a certain the development background. But there's also one aspect that David did not show or did not address fully. It is the business rules of the algorithm itself. So, is there any biases in the rules, and also is the data reliable? The data on which the
Yeah,
whole
of
model
course, of course.
was actually trained. So
Now going
this
back to
is
the basics of things before going into the advancements. This is where
yes,
you're going.
yes. Well, because at the end of the day, you need to think about AI as a black box. So, just to give a small analogy, when we are doing financial audits or assessments or IT assessments, we have a system, we know how it works, we have the data, we look at it. With AI, it's like auditing a black box. So every company has its own black box, its own rules, its own way of building its model, and especially now companies are using the AI API to actually build on it, extend it further. So our role as cybersecurity experts is to truly delve deep into the quality of the data. That's one, and also the basic rules are they documented? Is the company, is it truly a black box, or is it documented at least to understand if there is a bias in handling and processing this data or no? Because the main threat of AI, it's not about creating new technology risks, is about creating false data on which decision making is going to take place. And this brings us to the essential starting point for AI. AI was built and was introduced to help in the decision making. So if we have false data from the beginning or biased data, and especially that nowadays with AI, we are not using AI for a lab. We are not using AI for a very simple decision. AI now is finding its way into loan selection, pre-approvals.
So what's the latest in certification? Yeah, I think we lost. Here we go.
I lost the video feed. That's why. So as I said, the latest certification is actually 42001, and here this certification, the standard, is provide us with a framework to, like a checklist, to help us check for certain topics, certain notions, such as how should I say, biased, anti-biased criteria, selection criteria, data reliability, and all of these. So we don't approach it only as a simple IT audit. We also add this dimension to it, and again, this is very important at auditing these systems, because these systems are now integrated into mission critical applications, whether it is in business, whether it is in healthcare, whether it is in education. So it's very important to make sure that they are properly set up. So this is kind of to present it in a concise way.
Very interesting. I have Dr. Nader. If you're free to join, just you have my number. Message me. I'll pitch you into live feed if you want. If you are ready. If you're not, that's why we're doing it. This is an open mic, and it's live. So if you'd like to join us, I'd love to understand more. I saw some of the press releases, and we are one of the few in the world implementing this ISO certification. In the world and in the region. I know you've been involved. Thank you for joining us, Dr. Nader. If you're free to join us, please do. I'll send you a quick link if you are on WhatsApp or not. Just hint me, I'll hunt you down, and then I'll send you a message. Very interesting. So if you are also part of the community and then you're watching now, that's why it's a 5th anniversary. It's a Ramadan edition. It's a really interesting time for you guys to join us, and then we can share. There's a lot of happy big ones and happy birthdays to DxTalks, of course. Thank you for being with us. Amin says, what ISO again, so we can write it down and then pin it for them. What was the ISO, Patrick?
Institute for Institute of
what
Standards Organization. It's 42001.
001. Here we go. I wish I can have. Okay, no problem. So I'll wish you good. I wish you happy Eid in due time. Thank you for being and then watching us live. So if you are also watching, just you know how to message me. Was it on our WhatsApp group or on YouTube or on LinkedIn? We are here to take your interaction. We have in a few minutes also a good friend. Definitely, I'll have you to discuss this, but this is very interesting. Thank you, Patrick. And now, because when we talk about data centers, when we talk about data, when we talk about doing the right way or offering the right mindset and this is where compliance comes in. And I'm seeing a lot of advancements in AI. Of course, we want regulations, we want things to be done the right way also. And this is where your role is to come up and try to make it easier. So what are we seeing in the corporate world, if you want to call it? Are they going advanced? You are based in Europe, so, and a little bit handling the Middle East files. What's the difference between both, if you want to shoot it there?
Difference between both where the regions
Europe
or
and
the
Middle East.
well, in Europe, they rely very heavily on AI, but also in a, how should I say, in a succinct manner. So it's actually in the background. They use AI extensively for doing their analysis on the SEOs, on the customer clicks. Everything is being profiled. There's a huge amounts of data that are being managed. In the Middle East, we are more into the practical side of AI, and also in the security realm. For instance, in the UAE and throughout the Gulf, there are facial recognition that are AI driven systems that are monitoring and upholding the law, as we say. For instance, in Europe, AI has found its way into the supply chain, into the production chain, into the manufacturing chain. So these are the main difference. Now, in the Middle East, it's not yet regulated. In the European Union, the European Commission has already published a regulation, AI Act, which sets the rules for companies developing AI tools. So here also it brought one very important point, which is should we regulate AI or no?
Trump, when Trump joined in the first or second day, he issued an executive order directly saying, we are freeing the regulation, you guys do the innovation, and then we think about it later on. So it's a different approach from Europe. Europe is more conservative on this aspect versus the American or maybe the rest of the world.
Yes, but allow me to disagree with you on this particular point. Because
Don't disagree with me, disagree with Trump.
Disagree with the idea that with the executive order. Actually, you can still innovate. The main idea is that ISO 42001, whether it is ISO 42001 or the EU AI Act, it's more into building the basic rules on which, when we are building an AI system, we need to observe, such as transparency of data, making sure that there are anti-biased mechanisms in place. So we are approaching it from giving assurance that the original data, the starting point for the AI development is clean, is reliable, and then we build the whole algorithm. Now, Mr. Trump, he's purely a pure-blooded capitalist. For him, too much regulation will actually kill the market. He's approaching AI from a market perspective, not from the plausibility use and of it.
Yeah, but I think also that if we look at
that's the
GDPR,
difference.
if we look at GDPR, regardless it was adopted in the US or not, you want to work with Europe, guess what? You have to comply with GDPR. Similarly to the AI Act, and also the UN has published the basic, I would say, ethics and regulation on this, mentioning the bias and mentioning other things. So there are some general frameworks where the world should abide by
Yes.
before going into maybe the technical details, or having the Terminator next version of the Terminator life in our lives. Because now
That's
this year
yeah.
is about agentic AI, but what I'm seeing also is the rise of robots. So there was a video a couple of days ago about a new robot, that it's a Chinese robot that is moving like a human being. So they were able to master the movement quite well, when he falls, how he jumps, and everything. So I think soon we'll have amazing updates on this front. So yeah, what's your take on this front, if you want to call it, and what do you think?
Is there. The use, the potential for use, and the need actually for use is there, because AI is solving the problem of the huge amount of data processing. So as you said, AI is finding its way into various, and back in Europe, yes, we all agree Europe is a little bit like a rather conservative when it comes to legislation. They are a little bit conservative, but then again, this had some benefits, but also it had some drawbacks. So just to the benefits are there. There's always innovation, but surely on a lower scale than that in other parts of the world, especially in China and the US. But also there are drawbacks, and one of the drawbacks is that it's when we talk about AI sovereignty, Europe doesn't have AI sovereignty yet,
Yeah.
because most of the AI engines are developed outside Europe. So they don't have a purely European. But I think personally that with time, it will come that every region will develop its own AI model. So just like the US managed to develop it, we have also the Chinese companies. You have DeepSeek. You have also Quen from Alibaba Express, from AliExpress, and there are many models that are being developed. We still need to see what will happen in Europe. Now, personally, my take on this is that the regulation itself does not block innovation. It's we should wait and see how the European priorities will shift, because they need to realize that the data sovereignty and AI sovereignty need to be brought back introduced into Europe. So we will have to wait and see for this one.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, the regulations are here to try and give a very stable building ground for building AI over it.
Great. I just want to remind everyone, you can download our ebooks from DxTalks.com/ebook. There's 2 ebooks available for you guys to download, was it from AI or from digital transformation. And then we have our third guest. I just want to re-mention Dr. Nader. I think trinity of regulations or guidelines or standards, which are 42001 for AI, 27,001 for cybersecurity, and 23,001. Funny, they all end up with 00 and 1 for business continuity and disaster recovery. So I think this is an important trio. Thank you, Patrick. I don't know if you want to add anything else.
You're welcome. Thank you.
On this before you depart. We have our third guest also here, so I'll leave 30 seconds to you to join.
Okay, thank you, Rudy. It was a pleasure joining you on this edition of DxTalks, and hopefully we will have future talks that are more focused on certain topics. My final giveaway regarding auditing or AI should serve humanity rather than the other way around. That's why some regulation is required to help us build it responsibly. That's all.
Yeah.
So we don't have to fear that the wings of innovation are going to be dampened. No, this is not the case. Innovation is only dampened by our limitation, our intellectual limitation. So if there isn't any limitation, we need still the regulation to just keep us in line a little bit to be more responsible,
Yeah.
so to speak. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Patrick. And then we'll see you soon. I have scheduled with you soon an episode full on this topic.
Definitely.
And we'll talk more.
Definitely.
Thank you, and see you soon. And then let's have our third guest, the one and only Christopher, the king of Zaka, which is Zaka al-Istinai. Christopher, hi. I know you're sick. Nice haircut.
Hi, Rudy. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. How are you?
Very good. Before I start with you, I remember 5 years ago when I did the introduction, when we started the first week of COVID, my first guest was you. So here we are again, 5 years later. Of course, we had you on different occasions. We worked together. Of course, there was not just a gap of 5 years, but I wanted to host you again because that means a lot. We were speaking before COVID about different stuff, and then how your route and so on. First, introduce yourself, and we'll take it from there.
Sure. Again, thank you for having me. And I forgot actually that I was the first guest, but I'm happy to be back 5 years later. So my name is Chris. I'm the founder and CEO of Zaka. I've been working in the AI field for the last 10 years. I founded Beirut AI community, and this is where we met Rudy. In fact, through our events, and then I decided to kind of take this passion for sharing AI knowledge and kind of build a company from that, and that's how Zaka got started. So for the last 6 years, I've been running Zaka, where we do a lot of educational programs and upskilling programs in the MENA region. And we focus a lot on supporting companies, understand and practically apply artificial intelligence instead of just talking about it. So we help them in hiring talent or developing solutions. So AI is all we do in a nutshell.
Yeah, and that's a very interesting thing. You've been there for the last 10 years. You've seen a lot of advancements, but in the last 2 years, things took another route, and then I won't say 10x, even much more. What's your take on all of this advancements that is happening?
Yeah, it's definitely been an exciting journey. When we were talking about AI back in 2016, 17, 18, practically most people did not really care about AI. It was only a small group of people who, IT, people working in development, software engineers. Those people maybe were a bit interested in AI, but the majority of people, for them, AI was something futuristic or something they see in the movies or like Terminator. It was, until ChatGPT was released, that actually made it more mainstream and made people feel like it's actually something they can use. It's an app they can install and use it every day in their jobs or whatever. So it made it really more popular, and we've seen this shift because when it comes from a training perspective, uh, no one cared to learn more about AI, but now when they see those automations, the ChatGPT, different apps that they can use, they are reaching out and saying, help us understand how to implement AI or how to automate some things in our business or how to improve productivity, for example. So they feel like there's value in that. And, I'm always happy to see more people interested in adopting AI and, improving their workflows. So it's definitely been an exciting journey. And yeah, that would be a quick summary.
It's very interesting. We had early on one of the world thinkers. His name is called David Orban. One of those, innovators, futurists about AI. Has been, he's been there for 40 years in the world of AI. And then I asked him kind of the same question, and then he had a different, of course, take, because it's seeing the past. He was talking about the future, seeing the past, being present, and then mentioning the future. So it's very interesting. We have a question from hold on, sorry for that, from Bob. I know, Chris, you're sick. Thank you for jumping. I don't know if you're in Canada that Trump wants to take, but I think today they had some nice discussions. Let's see what happens there. What is the training you offer? Can you, in a nutshell, explain what trainings you offer?
Yeah, absolutely. So when it first started, we were offering mostly technical trainings, so boot camps and trainings for developers to become machine learning engineers and data scientists. But we've also included, recently after ChatGPT, we've included a lot of non-technical trainings as well. So now we have, trainings for how to use ChatGPT and other LLMs. We have a program for people in the legal field. We have a program for marketing, AI in marketing. So we're starting to expand more the offerings around, how can AI be used in different verticals, in different industries, because that's the future. Like again, AI is not something that's completely separate. It's a part of every job or every task you do. It's basically a lot of the tools you use are now becoming smarter with AI. So it's important for you to understand, how to use those things. So right now, again, we have a wide range of offerings that include also non-technical trainings.
Okay, very interesting. What do you think next for AI training? Is it going to be for a while physical, or it's going to go into the AI training model that everybody is talking about?
So what do you mean by physical exactly?
Are we going to keep on doing, online trainings and physical trainings as people, or it's going to be accustomed to AI agents who will be very specifically adaptive learning to kids or to professionals, understanding their needs, understanding how they take knowledge and so on?
Yeah, okay. I mean, definitely agents are the hot topic in AI right now. It's the year of the agents, and we see a lot of this push towards AI that not only helps you provide information, but also can do things for you, right? Execute things. And this is basically what an agent is. And we're seeing these agents become more and more capable, right, when it comes to specific tasks. So in a specific industry, you have an agent that can help automate a whole series of tasks, including, for example, in marketing, drafting the content, posting the content, pushing things, reading the comments, analyzing stuff. So I see more of these agents like being built towards specific jobs and having more of an assistant, like AI being an assistant that can help you in your tasks. So so I feel like in the future you can see almost like agents or AI, let's call it high level, being part of your company, right? Like just like you would employ people to do tasks, you also have different AI agents that are there to help you execute a few things. So people will be working with these agents to actually execute the tasks. And in fact, there was a study that was released, I think, last week. I don't know if you saw it, Rudy. Like researchers did this study with Procter and Gamble, the company, and they took like 750 employees. They put them into different groups, and one group was allowed to use. Actually, one group was not allowed to use AI, and the group that was allowed to use AI, they put them into groups of one person with AI or maybe two people with AI. And so at the end, they gave them actual work to do. So they were meant to create products and take them to market. So there was a lot of work to be done. But the result of the study was that one person with AI was capable of producing equally or better results than a team of 2 or 3 people, right? And this showed that AI is not just a tool, but actually like a co-worker, a colleague that you can, work with, whether through ideation or through actually executing some tasks. And not only in terms of efficiency, but I also noticed that the satisfaction level of the people who used AI was higher than those who did not use AI. So it gives you more, satisfaction towards your work, your outputs, but also it gives you someone that you can work with. So in a nutshell, that's how I see the future of AI agents, in the workplace. Rudy, are you still here?
Sorry, it's very interesting, this the study in specific. I remember it very well. But there's another study by another researcher that AI is making us dumber. So that's I don't know what's your take on this. I know my status on this specific question. Maybe from, I don't know. Let's take yours first.
I think that's something like it's not just about AI, it's about technology in general. You can argue that technology is making us dumber, or it's actually making us more smarter or more efficient, or we can do more things with technology. So, for example, take the example of a Google search or Google search in general. Like you can argue that what's the need for me to learn if I can just go on Google and look up anything? So yeah, I'm gonna be dumber, right? But that's a lazy person thinking. A person who's not lazy, a person who wants to do things, would actually look at it from a way that I can leverage this technology to actually do more things, to be more knowledgeable, to dive into a new topic and learn things and do stuff in that field. So it's about people, right? People who are lazy will rely on technology and will become dumber, and people who see this as a way to 10x their output, to leverage this as a way to do more things and to achieve bigger things, will actually use it to their advantage, and it's not going to make them dumber at all. So this is in general about technology, and I feel AI is the same. You can either rely on
Yeah,
it and be dumb, or you can leverage it and be smart.
definitely. So what is that's my last question. I know I'm kept you more than 15 minutes. Um, what's Zaka working on lately, other than education, of course? Any tips so that people can reach out?
Yeah, we have a lot of things we're working on. Our most interesting project nowadays, we have developed our AI curriculum for schools, and this is very interesting because we've kind of never really went towards kids under 18 in our programs, but that's something that we feel like there needs to be a way or like a proper program that's making sure these kids are actually understanding the technology
Okay.
instead of using ChatGPT to cheat on your assignment and make it do your homework. How about we actually make you understand how things work and make you leverage it in a way that benefits you instead of making you rely on it and end up being dumb. So yeah, we have this program that we developed, and now we're talking to different schools to actually incorporate it in next year. So that's our next thing. And then we also always working with companies to support them in the hiring part. And we launched our AI development team, so we're building some exciting projects when it comes to development.
Yeah,
Thank
very
you, Ali.
interesting.
message.
Thank you, Chris, for being with us. Any last word before I release you and see you in the next 5 years?
I hope so. No, in fact, it's been a pleasure. I'm sorry if I'm a bit tired today, but thank you again for inviting me, and congratulations on those 5 years. I've seen a lot of growth happening from your side, and I'm proud to be one of the first people that you've interviewed. So keep on going, and good luck for the next 5 years.
Thank you. We'll talk later. So here we are. Another thank you, Ali, again for all your comments. Happy 5 years. Thank you, Bob, for your wishes. What else? Who else? Yeah, Mirna, thank you. Just want to make sure that I mention every single one of you guys. Thank you, John, again. Amin, happy big one for you guys. So do follow us again. Don't forget to check out the WhatsApp group. There will be some more news, as we mentioned in the beginning of our episode. So there's so many updates, so many things happening soon. You will know, of course. Thank you, Lama. You will know, of course, on social media. Don't forget to follow us. And with that, I'd like to say big thank you for the team. That's the most important thank you that I have to say. It's been a pleasure working with you throughout the years. Without you, every one of you, it wouldn't have been possible. So there's a lot that you have done. You have sacrificed with me. You're still sacrificing, and hopefully we see this turning even in a better way. So thank you, team, every one of you. I don't want to miss anyone. And thank you, the community. Thank you for growing with us. And most importantly, big thanks for, let's look out for the 2025, 2026 and beyond of how the world is really changing and how we can be relevant and then be inside of this world that we really need to, amaze or create or inspire. So I'll leave you guys for this Ramadan special episode at night. Eid is happening hopefully within the next 2-3 days. So I'll wish you early happy Eid for all of you that are celebrating, and enjoy the holidays, enjoy the festivities. With that, I'll say salam and see you with another episode.